mean, honestly, truly, you would have no idea seeing this that it was all from the drugstore, genuinely. Like, I'm fooling myself right now. Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what I feel like is the best stuff at the drugstore right now. I feel like there's so many new products launching all the time, especially with high-end brands, but I really wanted to sit down and just like go through category by category in the drugstore what I feel like is just still so good. Some of these things you'll actually be surprised at how long I've been using some of these products, and then some of them are brand new that I'm really excited about. So let's get to it. Just a little reminder, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already and you're watching this, click the subscribe button. I have a goal to reach 1 million subscribers this year, but obviously I need your help. So thank you in advance for subscribing. I really appreciate every single one of you. All right, let's go into primer first. This to me is the best primer at the drugstore right now. It's the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. This checks off all of my boxes, and I actually notice a difference when I use this underneath makeup. I feel like there's so many products you can use under makeup, even skin prep, and a lot of them, you know, can just feel nice but actually not make a difference. I find that this actually makes a difference because it smooths the pores, but it's a liquid, so it kind of like, I don't know, it just blends easily. I feel like my makeup looks much better on top of this. It's actually one of my favorite primers, period, not just from the drugstore. It is so good. I focus it in the T-zone and then I just kind of apply whatever's left on the outside of my face. It's one of my favorite products. For a skin product, there's so many good ones at the drugstore, but this one really takes the cake for me right now. This is the Maybelline Super Stay 24-Hour Skin Tint. This, just like the primer, just kind of checks off all of my boxes. I wear the shade 110. What I love about this, beside the packaging, I feel like I wish this packaging was not a dropper because it gets so messy. But what I like about this is it gives such great coverage. It looks very natural, very skin-like, but it has longevity to it, which is so key. I honestly feel like it's one of the best complexion products at the drugstore, at least at the moment. So I'm just going to apply this all over. I feel like this would work well for all skin types too. Honestly, I feel like if you have oily skin, depending on what primer you use, like it's gonna really work. Because this has longevity, I feel like it's gonna work for oily skin, but it also like, isn't so drying that it wouldn't work on dry skin. Of course, you wanna kind of prep your skin accordingly, depending on your skin type, but it's just so versatile. And I love the finish. It's not super glowy. It has more of like a natural finish, I would say. If you're wanting a little bit more glow, I would go with the L'Oreal Skin Tint, but this one just overall, I feel like just works for every day. It also works for more glamorous occasions, you know what I mean? If you need to build up the coverage and have more longevity, I like the versatility in this formula. This next product probably won't come as a surprise to many of you. The NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer, or Concealer Serum I should say, is what I feel like is the best concealer at the drugstore. Again, just so versatile. You can use this for every day, but it's also gonna give you great coverage if you want a little something for more glam situations. I love the texture of this. It's so beautiful. And I use the shade Light, which I feel like is actually a pretty close match to my skin. So I actually use just one shade to conceal my under eyes and over blemishes. You could technically pick up two if you wanted a little bit more of a brightening under eye effect, but this works for me, so I'm just gonna press that in with my sponge. I love how hydrating this feels, especially around the eye area. It is such a beautiful, luxurious feeling formula that just looks good no matter what. All right, next up, we're gonna set the face using a new powder to me that is absolutely gorgeous. This is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Diamond Blur Skincare Powder. First of all, the packaging is so pretty. Second of all, it's the most lightweight skin-like powder I've ever found at the drugstore. It is so pretty. I'm gonna tap away any concealer under the eyes and then just press this into the skin. I just love how lightweight this is. It doesn't have a visible like luminosity, but at the same time, it doesn't leave your skin looking flat. Like you can see, I pressed a ton of powder right here, but it doesn't look dusty. It's so pretty, I love it. It comes with a puff, but I often just press a brush into the little mesh pan, and I just use a brush to press this under the eyes, in the T-zone, and then I like to use a little bit of a fluffier brush on the outside of my face, but it's seriously so pretty. And it just feels so smooth on the skin too. I'm really impressed with this formula if you can't tell. All right, for bronzer, I feel like honestly there's so many amazing bronzer formulas at the drugstore. You've got your Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, the L'Oreal one is fabulous, Colourpop makes great ones, but when it really comes down to it, the Milani Silky Matte Bronzing Powder is still where it's at for me. This does everything I need a bronzer to do, plus the tone and undertone is perfect. So we're gonna take a nice fluffy brush and just warm up the complexion with this. I feel like I will never not have one of these in my collection. It's just that good. It's honestly been a while since I've worn this, and now that it's all over my face, I'm like, ugh, it truly is still the best at the drugstore. Okay, we're gonna move on to brows, and this is a brand new product to me, but I'm obsessed with it, and I feel like everyone should try it. It's one of the best in its category that I've ever tried, if not the best. This is the Maybelline Build-A-Brow Brow Pen with a brow gel on the other side. This is fabulous. You guys know I've been using this like crazy, basically on a daily basis. It is so beautiful. It is so easy to use. I love the more like watercolor formula, and I just feel like it looks so natural in the brows. I truly can't get enough of this product. Plus the brow gel on the other side is actually really good. I'm very picky with my brow gels, and I really actually do enjoy this one. I honestly would buy just the pen, even if I didn't like the brow gel, because the pen itself is worth it to me, but it definitely is a huge plus that the brow gel actually works really well. So I'm just gonna fill in my brows with this, as you can see, but you just like can't mess it up. And I love how it has more of like a watery consistency, and then also it's very forgiving. So if you feel like you went a little too ham in a certain area, you can take your spoolie. You do have to use another spoolie. It doesn't have a spoolie on it. And you can see how it just like brushes out. So really, you can't mess up. So it softens things if you feel like you've gone overboard. It's so good. I normally wait till the end of my routine to do brow gel, but with this product, I honestly just go ahead and set the brows. As long as I've got like my bronzer on, I just go ahead and do it while I have the product out so that I don't forget to do it at the end. When it comes to drugstore eyeshadow, I still feel like one brand really takes the cake for me, and that is Colourpop. Now, I know technically this isn't like drugstore, but it is available at Ulta in the drugstore section, so we're going to count it because I do feel like if you want to buy an affordable eyeshadow palette, Colourpop is definitely where it's at, whether you buy it online or at Ulta. I just think they're the best. I'm going to use an oldie but a goodie. This is the Going Coconuts palette from Colourpop. I know this is a fan favorite, and for a reason as well. I'm going to start out with this color right here called Get Crackin'. And we are gonna get cracking on our eyeshadow. I'm gonna start by applying this as my transition shade. I really like this kind of warmer brown, especially as we move into the warmer months. I feel like warm tones on the eyes really just does the most. You really can't go wrong with any Colourpop palette, whatever speaks to you. But this palette and also That's Taupe are still my favorites, I feel, from Colourpop. They've made a lot of others, and honestly there's some larger palettes that I haven't even tried yet that look really pretty. But if you're looking for just like a good everyday size palette, those two are what I would recommend. We're gonna take that and also apply a bit to the lower lash line while we've got the brush. I just pinch my brush and apply it to the lower lash line. Saves me time and it saves me brushes. Next, we're gonna take the shade Culotta, which is a really nice neutral brown. And we're just gonna start creating a little bit of depth on the outer portion of the eye. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like I used this palette in my drugstore bridal tutorial. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did. And if I didn't, this would be a great bridal palette. If you're a bride on a budget, just need a good eyeshadow palette, this is a great one. Also, guys, let me know if you want to see some more bridal content. It's been a minute since I've done like an updated bridal anything, so if you want to see anything bridal themed, whether it's like bridesmaid, actual bride, let me know what your vibe is. And let me know if you want to see like a full affordable tutorial, or like maybe you want to see both, like a high-end and affordable, or maybe just one like good tutorial of like what I would recommend now. You know, there's been a lot of new launches since I posted my last one, so if you want like an updated just bridal look in general, let me know, and let me know like what exactly you would like to see, because I would be happy to do that. Next, we're going to take the shade Cocoa Crush, which is the most beautiful metallic color, and we're going to apply this all over the eyelid. It's seriously so pretty. After I've applied that to the lid, I'm just taking my eyeshadow brush and kind of blending in whatever's left on it into those shimmers in the crease and on the outer corner so that it looks very intentional. Okay, we're gonna sweep away some of that fallout. Okay, now I'm just taking a little bit of the deepest brown shade in the palette, and I just want like a little bit of definition, nothing too harsh on that top outer eyelid. So I'm taking this one right here. It's called Nutty. Just kind of smudging a little bit of that right here. All right, for mascara, I have so many favorite drugstore mascaras, but this one I feel like is really something special. It's just so good for so many different occasions and it wears so well. This is the L'Oreal Panorama Mascara. I think this is one of the best drugstore mascaras that has launched in a really long time. That's just me personally. I feel like it works for a lot of people. I love that it gives truly a very fanned out effect. You can really build it up, which is what I look for in a mascara, and it wears so well, but it's not waterproof. It actually takes quite a bit of time to wash off, but it's not waterproof. You just basically need the warm water to sit on it for longer than most mascaras, and then it comes off very easily. Anyway, I think it's absolutely beautiful. Obviously, this is what we're wearing today. I'm going to apply this on both the top and bottom lashes. I really like my eye look today, honestly. I better go somewhere tonight. This looks really nice. All right, we're gonna do blush next. And again, there's so many good blushes at the drugstore, but this is one that I've come back to for years. The formula and also the color selections are just really something that I feel inspired by and really love. It's the Flower Beauty Flower Pots Powder Blush. My most used shade, I've been using this for years, you guys know, is Sweet Pea. This is just a blush color that goes with everything. In my opinion, I love it. So let's apply this to the apples of the cheeks. Okay. Here's a little side note. I tried out this brush for the first time when I filmed my video with Lisa J. If you guys didn't know, I just got back from Texas. Lisa J, who owns BK Beauty, these brushes, and also has a fabulous YouTube channel, she hosted several different creators and we all came and filmed together. It was so much fun. And I was filming with her and I had never tried this. This is the BK Beauty 112 brush. It is so tiny in the best way though. I love how I'm able to just press my blushes in with this. I thought it was brilliant. I love it. I don't have a blush brush this tiny, and I just feel like it's perfect for like precise blush placement. So I wanted to give this a little shout out because I'm obsessed. And look how pretty that blush is. Come on. So beautiful. For highlighter, this is also one where I feel like I could definitely talk about several. You guys know I love the Essence Pure Nude, which honestly I feel like is still one of the best powder formulas at the drugstore. But the Colourpop Super Shock highlighters are still where it's at for me. I know this is one that I've always talked about. I feel like every time I do a drugstore video, I end up using this, but it's because it really is the best. I just like to apply this with a sponge. This is the shade Lunch Money, and I think I like it because it's kind of a hybrid between a powder and a cream, so you get the best of both worlds, and it's just so versatile. It melts into the skin. It does not look makeup-y. It looks so high-end. It's actually insane. It's not overly chunky or glittery. It's so pretty, as you can see. So, sorry, not sorry, I'm still loving that. I know I've talked about that for years, but truly, it's still the best in my opinion. Let's wipe off any foundation on the lips. For me, I feel like right now, my favorite lip liner at the drugstore is hands down this Maybelline Color Sensational in the shade Gone Griege. I do like the formula. I kind of like the NYX formulas a little bit better than these, but the color is where it's at with this. Gone Griege is such a beautiful shade. I'm obsessed with it. So we're gonna line the lips with this. And I always like to take my finger just to blur out the edges a little. Okay, and then for lipstick, there's so many beautiful formulas at the drugstore, honestly. You really can't go wrong with a lot, but one that I'm really loving still is this L'Oreal one. This is the L'Oreal Color Riche matte lipsticks. I just think they're so beautiful. The color range is stunning. My favorite color is 113, the Nude Admirable. It's so beautiful. So we're going to apply this today. And because it's more of a matte formula, I don't like to load it up too much because I like to put on just a little bit and then blend it out with my finger. I feel like that just helps me avoid looking crusty, you know? I feel like with a matte lipstick formula in general, less is more. So I'm just dabbing it on and then like blending it in with my fingertips. Speaking of bridal, I feel like this is honestly a very bridal inspired look, or even like bridesmaidsy. I don't know, I think it's pretty. When it comes to gloss, again, I think there's so many gorgeous gloss formulas out there. I really love the L'Oreal Balmy one, but there's one that really stands out, and that's the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. I know you guys have probably tried this before, and if you haven't, it's such a beautiful formula. It comes in so many gorgeous colors, so I highly recommend you check this out. Some of my personal favorite shades include Gummy Bear and Petal, but today I wanted to use the shade Sun because it's more of like a topper. And after like choosing my eyeshadow palette, I thought this would be absolutely gorgeous to go with this eye look. So we're gonna add this on top, focusing on the center of the lips. Oh, boy was I right. That is such a pretty combo. It doesn't feel sticky at all. It's such a gorgeous formula. I wanna try the plumping one. I just saw that they launched a plumping version of this, which I think would be so fun to try out. All right, we're gonna assess the situation. I'm adding a little bit more of what's left on the blush brush to the cheeks, and then let's take a little bit of what's left on the bronzer brush before we set it with setting spray. I know there's so many good setting sprays at the drugstore too. Honestly, you can't go wrong with like the Milani ones. The Catrice Glowy one is another favorite of mine. But when it comes to like a drugstore setting spray that just feels luxe, I highly recommend trying the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This one's the one with ceramides. I don't know if I've noticed like a huge difference in the formula of this, to be honest. It just feels a lot like the original, but it makes me smile to know there's ceramides in here, so to each their own. But I just like the application of this. I love the experience, and also I love the finish that it gives the skin. You just look fresh like all day, and it really does help with your makeup lasting, but also I feel like it melts the makeup into the skin in a beautiful way. It's not too greasy. I don't know, it's such a gorgeous formula. I love it. So let's give this a little whirl. I do like to focus it on the outside of the face and then just do a little bit in the center. I'm gonna let that sink into the skin a bit. And then you guys know I always take my sponge at the very end and I just press everything down one more time. This just ensures like the best, most natural look for me anyway. I love it. All right. I mean, honestly, truly, you would have no idea seeing this that it was all from the drugstore, genuinely. Like, I'm fooling myself right now. It just looks and feels so luxurious, so high-end. I'm absolutely in love with this. You could wear this anywhere. Genuinely, like, you could wear this on your wedding day. I mean, maybe I should do an updated, like, wedding tutorial because I do feel like there's tips and tricks for wedding makeup specifically that I did not show you here, but just the overall aesthetic is what I'm saying. It's very bridal, but also very date night, but also very everyday all at the same time. I love this look if you can't tell, and it just proves to all of us, again, that you can look and feel so luxurious using products that are so much more affordable than everything that's at Sephora, let's be honest. And a lot of these things, honestly, I would reach for over so many of my high-end products. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful just to kind of like narrow down what's actually good right now at the drugstore. There's so many products that launch all the time. So sometimes it's good to just like pause for a second and be real with every category of like what's actually good, whether it's new or old. These are genuinely the things that I feel like are just the best right now. Let me know in the comments if you guys have a drugstore product that you think I should try, that you feel like is the best right now. Let me know. As always, I love hearing from you. I love your recommendations. You guys have great taste in makeup, so be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what other videos you would like to see from me, and don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell. I upload on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more like this. And yeah, that's it for me today. I hope you all have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.